boxing fans, boxing critics, and boxing analyst Renee Box Young. Shouts from the South. One love. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, viewing. Hope you guys are safe out there. Let's get to this. This is in Teddy Atlas Twitter, official Twitter profile, okay? Link in the description. Check it out. I want to talk about, boxing being back. I'm not going to give a post-fight reaction because a lot of people are doing that. A lot of channels are doing it. And let me say something. Lawrence Williams came out live before the event, before the card. Shouts out to Lawrence Williams. One love, brother. Go subscribe to him, okay? He has great content. He talks about, up-and-coming fighters. He breaks down fights great. So go check him out. He went live before the event. And I was chatting there, along with the community there. And I was explaining that, Shakur Stevenson in the weigh-in, he looked very comfortable in the weight in the new debut in this weight at 130. So he came up, obviously. I also explained a while ago that, Shakur was interviewed on Sway, a radio show. He said this months ago, back in March, that he was going to move up. So we kind of knew that he was moving up. And he looked totally comfortable in that weight. And when I saw his opponent, when they had the weigh-in, man, I mean, just looking at it, Shakur's body expression, body language, facial expressions, he's just totally comfortable at 130 before, at the weigh-in, just by looking at the weigh-in, I was explaining that in the chat. And I also said, Shakur, I see Shakur taking this guy out, his opponent out in round 6 or 7. Exactly what happened. In round 6, went down. So that's why I'm not going to really give a post-fight reaction or anything of that nature. I like to give new, distinct content, as far as, when it comes to, because a lot of people are talking about the post-fight reaction. So let's check it out. Teddy Atlas says, UFC was the first live fighting back, and it was real fights. Competitive and worth waiting for. Please let me know when boxing gets back. Wow. Now, the reason why I use Teddy Atlas, I'm using him as a presentation, representative of many people, voice, I guess you could say, of many people who are not happy of boxing being back. A lot of boxing fans, okay, or people in the boxing community are not satisfied with what they saw with the first boxing event, okay? Back from the, quarantine, lockdown, of this whole quarantine stuff, man. So he is the voice for many people, okay? But at the same time, a lot of people are happy that boxing is back. So I'm going to give my personal input in a moment. Let's see what other people, respond to Teddy Atlas. Now, we got to understand, in social media, people that follow or people who subscribe to a certain channel doesn't mean that those subscribers always agree with the content creator. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody agrees with the person who they subscribe to, the channel they subscribe to. You see what I mean? They don't always agree with the content. Same here with Twitter, all social media. A majority of a percentage, I guess. I don't know. I didn't investigate this, but I didn't research it, but a percentage, and we know this by, common sense and, those who have, go on social media a lot and stuff like that. So that a lot of followers, a lot of people who subscribe or followers in general, including Twitter, don't always agree with the person who they're following. Okay, so so that's what it is. Okay, so not everybody's agreeing with Teddy Atlas, but at the same time, and not just with Teddy Atlas, just for the fact of what I'm talking about, that boxing is back, and what Teddy Atlas is saying, that boxing, it wasn't what many people expected in this, event that we just saw. So, the first event back from the quarantine. So here it says, here's a response, total letdown. It was like when you go to the store and skip the major brand and choose the off-brand to save a buck. Wow. Okay. Blonde Bomber, she's a pro fighter. She says, UFC's first card back was trash, except on Fight. Laughing out loud. Okay, so it's better than the boxing tweets that Ryan Garcia is doing. Ha! Laughing out loud. Funny stuff. Boxing can do the same thing MMA did and probably do better this time around. Another person here agreeing with Teddy. Some people aren't agreeing, but some people are, right? Rushed back and wasted opportunity. Wow. Laughing out loud. Stevenson versus Caraballo sure wasn't worth the wait that I had to turn off my TV. Whoa. they ever going to clean up boxing, Teddy? Wow. Okay, so couldn't agree more. Boxing hasn't been back since the 90s. I mean, it goes on. Yes, Teddy. People just, Okay, so anyways. So you can read it, check it out, link in the description, read all the other comments. But this is, like I said, this is just like a voice for many people who think the same, all right? And we got to understand, a lot of people are not happy with what the first boxing live event back. So now the thing here is that we have to understand that, we're not in the glory days of I said this several times, and a lot of people say the same thing. We're not in the glory days of boxing, guys. We got to understand that. It's been like this for years. There's no surprise. It's been like this for years. Forget the quarantine. Forget this whole coronavirus stuff. It's been like this for a long time. We're not in the Sugar Ray Robinson era. We're not in the Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali era. We're not in the we're not in those days anymore. We're not in the Lennox Lewis heavyweight glory division. We're not in the Oscar De La Hoya days. We're not in the Cesar Chavez senior days. We're not in the Duran days, etc., etc. We're not in those days. You know what I'm saying? In the sport of boxing, we're more in the business side of boxing now. Unfortunately, it's sad but true. We're not in the days where the creme of the creme, upper echelon fighters always fight upper echelon opponents. That's just facts. And I've been saying this for a while. Everybody has been saying this. A lot of people, okay, not everybody. A lot of people that know boxing well, I guess, who are competent in the sport of boxing as far as, analyzing fans, seasoned fans, seasoned analysts in the sport of boxing. A lot of people, they're saying that, they know that. They know that. Maybe the casuals don't know it, okay? Most of them, at least, That's why they buy lame events like this, influencer boxing nonsense. That's why they buy that stuff and pay for it or whatever and follow that, But speaking real, we're not in the glory days of boxing. So, and I've said this before a long time ago that we just got to accept what boxing gives us now. We got to accept it and keep speaking up about it. New media is coming out. And I personally think it's really influencing promoters in the sport of boxing incrementally, slowly but surely. It is. It's really impacting the sport of boxing, and it's cool. But it's an ongoing process. You know what I mean? So why are people not happy about it? There's no point because it's been like this for a long time. You see? So there's nothing to complain about, really. So Teddy Atlas, I don't know what he's really complaining about here. I understand his point. I understand what he's saying. But, dude, Teddy Atlas, a person who is supposedly a person who knows so much about boxing and things like that, what are you complaining about, man? Because it's been like this for a long time. And Floyd Mayweather is a big, element to how boxing has changed and evolutionized as far as, business being a high emphasis for fighters. The eyes of a lot of fighters' eyes on the prize are on the prize. On what prize? On making big money. And I'm not saying anything bad about Floyd Mayweather. He's one of my tops. Amazing. You already know, guys, about Floyd Mayweather. Legendary. It's just that he brought a lot of emphasis and light on money, on making money. So a lot of fighters since then have their eyes on the prize like that. You know what I mean? Since then. Ever since, Mayweather came out in the scene. So, it's just been like that for a long time, guys. So, and I agree with this, fightnights.com. I'll also leave the link in the description. It says here, boxing fans, we aren't going to get great matchups until late July, early August. There are a lot of protocols that need to be hashed out before putting together big fights. These upcoming fights are testing those waters. Just be happy we have something. Exactly. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with fightnights.com. I honestly don't know where they are from. I have no idea. I don't know what, but whatever, right? But yeah, check them out. So I agree with them, okay? I agree totally. We can't expect, a Spence versus Bud Crawford, right after quarantine, the first event back, we're going to see that. Because we got to understand, guys, business-wise, they're not going to make a lot of money anyways, even if it's the biggest fight in the world, because, a lot of people have been struggling in this quarantine, have been struggling in this lockdown, in this segregation time world, speaking in a global level, supermax security status. A lot of people haven't been working, a lot of unemployment. A lot of people don't use their common sense here, you know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people aren't going to be able to afford, pay-per-view events, big pay-per-view mega fights. You know what I mean? That's unheard of. That's not logically, it's not a good business strategy, in my personal opinion. How are you going to throw a big pay-per-view event when a lot of people won't be able to buy it? You see what I'm saying? Coming fresh off of a quarantine and whatever, businesses being locked down and people being unemployed for a long time, for months. It's like, man, people got to pay bills first. People got to get back on their feet first. Nations, whole nations got to get back up on their feet, before even seeing something like that or even contemplating something like that, So, that's my personal opinion. I think we just got to be, we got to be grateful that we're seeing boxing, coming back, first step, and it's going to be incremental, you guys. I personally think it's going to be incremental. I think we're going to see probably a big fight soon, but don't think it's going to be tomorrow, you know what I mean? So, so it is what it is. I just want to give my input on this. A lot of people are complaining, but hey, I think it's best not to even complain. Let's be grateful, because it's been like that for a while anyways in the sport of boxing, where you see great fighters fighting not so great opponents. So, it is what it is. And I appreciate those fights. I appreciate watching it, because when you think about it, those underdogs, they fight their hearts out, and that gives us an opportunity to see them fighters, bring their skills to the table, and it gives us an opportunity to, see these elite fighters put under pressure to a certain extent with these underdogs, because sometimes underdogs are underestimated, because what happened with this Banana guy, right? Sorry, man, I forgot his name, dude. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Banana, he took out, he brought an upset, right? Sometimes my memory is not the best, right? But we'll give a more tangible, more right, worldwide fight that was an upset. Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? The majority. Okay, we got to be honest. The majority, 90-something% thought Andy Ruiz was going to get smashed, and what happened? Boom, in the first fight, right? So it is what it is. J. Rock Williams. Sorry. No, my apologies, right, for getting the name. J. Rock Williams, he got smashed by Banana. So underdogs can bring things to the table that is important to see and analyze. So we shouldn't be complaining at all, man. It's been happening for a while. So Renee Boxyoung, what do you guys think? Are you guys happy with the boxing being back? You know what I'm saying? I am. So it's great, man. Let's just enjoy the ride. I said this a long time ago too, back in another video. So let's just enjoy the ride, man. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Comment below. What do you guys think about this? I'm satisfied, but we just gotta accept reality, and be logical about this, So thank you so much, guys. Stay safe out there. Renee Boxyoung, peace.